Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What's up and what's going on, traders? And happy Thursday. How we all doing today? How we all feeling? Once again, what's up and what's going on? Good morning. It is June 16th, 8:50 in the morning. And boy, oh boy, am I excited to be here. And I'm excited to work with each and every one of you today. So let's start here. Hit me with a big old good morning. How we all feeling? How we all doing? Who do we have inside the chat? Who do we have over on YouTube as well? And while you guys hit me with that big old good morning, let me adjust my webcam just real quick. Boop. Boop. I just see a little weird strip up there. So as you guys hit me with that big old good morning, I'm just going to adjust my webcam very quickly. And I'm going to keep asking the same question over and over and over until we perfect this. How is the audio? I messed with it again last night. Yes, I understand. You guys are like, Josh, it was fine. Quit messing with it. Well, you know what? I messed with it again. So you just tell me how's the audio, and I'll quit asking. Okay? There's lots of settings here. Lots of settings. Okay? This is a weird microphone. All kinds of weird settings. All right, team. So, all right, we should be all set. Freaking-tastic. Yo, Joey, what's up? All right, who do we got inside the chat today? Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Everybody's inside the chat today. What is going on? You guys are hungry. You guys are motivated, ready to rock and roll. So we got a lot of traders. We got H. What's up, Spaz? Good morning, Q-Tip Steve. Mr. G, Johnny Holmes, Rodney, Evelyn's dad, what's up? Asif, Ken, Nick, Stir, Morgan. My goodness, everybody's inside the chat today. Ooh, Wicked Trader, Jay Doss, Alan Cooper. What's up, family? What's up, ADT fam? How we all doing? Once again, welcome back. Hopefully you're having a lovely Thursday morning. Again, guys, the market's firing me up right now. I'm sure the market is firing you up right now. We see SIDU absolutely ripping and running. We have ADN ripping and running. We have HSCS ripping and running. There are so many stocks on fire right now. And I'm sure that's got you guys on fire as well. You're hungry, you're motivated, you want to attack today, you want to lock in some profits. You're like, go, 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 go. Is that how some of you guys feel right now? Let's go, Josh. Come on. Quit talking. We need to get in these stocks. We need to start trading these stocks right now. Everything's moving 80%, 70%. These low flow stocks are ripping. SIDU from 5 to 815. Josh, come on. Let's go. Let's start trading. Hey, if that's how you feel right now, I need you guys to go ahead and walk away for a couple minutes. In all seriousness, I need you guys to walk away for a couple minutes. If that's your mindset, if that's how you're feeling right now, hey, listen, I've been there. I've been a new trader. I've come into the market and I've seen stocks up 300%. I'm like, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to double my account today. All right, the market's here. The market's, oh, it's going to pay me. I'm going to make hundreds of percent return. The market's on fire. Let's go, 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 go. I need you guys to calm down. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some energy. There's some motivation, right? That's always fun here. But if that's your mindset right now and that's how you're feeling deep down inside, I need you guys to walk away for a couple of minutes. I need you guys to get your mind right and say, hey, listen, it's just another day in the market. There just happens to be more opportunity, but it's still just another normal day in the market. I need to be professional. I need to stay disciplined. I need to build my plans. I need to manage my risk. I need to make sure I have the right mindset and the right approach. It's all about the best trades. The money will follow. Quality setups, A-plus setups, trade plans, 100% of the time. Manage that risk. Make sure you have the right mindset before we start this day. All right? So, with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into it. But before we do that, what's up, everybody over on YouTube? Mr. Joey, Tech for Beginners. What's up, buddy? Alan, Jack Burton, Armando. What's up, Creative Thinking? Poncho, Andrew. Sorry, Andrew. I got you. Brian, Joe Taylor, Dana, Joe, yo. What's up? What's going on? And like Joey said, go ahead and smash that like button. In all seriousness, guys, it takes 5 seconds. Smash the like button. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button if you haven't done so either. And then hit that beautiful little notification bell. Right? So anytime we go live, you're notified. Anytime I drop some free lessons, you are notified as well. All right? So go ahead and do me a solid. Do us a favor. Go ahead and support the stream like we support you by showing up every single day to get you guys prepared to drop those value bombs to get you educated. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. Ladies and gentlemen, give me 1 second, making one small adjustment, making sure we're all set before we start this day. And I think we're all set to start this day off strong. So let's make it happen. So first things first, what should you guys be doing every single morning? Well, every single morning, traders, you should be coming on over. Let me go ahead and pull that down real quick. You should be just going right up to the top of your page. If you guys are inside a chat, okay, you should be doing this every single morning. You should be scrolling up, clicking the morning stock newsletter link, going here and looking for our updates on the morning stock newsletter. Okay, so every single morning you come on in. All right, good morning, happy Money Thursday, welcome back. But this is what you need to be looking at, right? What are we talking about? What's going on in the world, right? Brink of recession. Atlanta Fed's GDP now predicting zero growth. Stock futures are reversing. Why? Stocks with news, right? Again, we talked about this just about 20 minutes ago. You know, we pay for scanners inside a chat, right? We pay for our screeners. We pay for our scanners. But what do? I come through and I dissect everything every single morning and I post up those stocks for you guys inside of chats and in the morning stock newsletter. So you guys want to find the hottest press releases of the day. You want to find those hot stocks. They're going to be in the morning stock newsletter. You don't need to pay $100 for a scanner, right? You don't need to pay extra for your stock scanners. You don't need to pay extra for your news streamers. Guess what? I'm going to go through and I'm going to dissect every single press release every single day to identify where the best opportunity is and what stocks have the hottest press releases. Boom, they're going to be right here for you every single morning. I'm also going to tell you my top stocks for the day and the levels that I'm looking at. Most of the time, I'm a little bit more detailed and much more thorough. Today, I just had a little bit of a rough start to my day. All right, a little bit of a late start, but hey, it's all good. You guys know what I'm looking at. We'll dive into that more thoroughly. Again, we have our pre-market gap scanners, prior day movers, earnings for the week. This is to get you prepared before we jump on the mic at 8:45. That's exactly what this is for, to get you guys prepared before we jump on the mic and do it officially at 8:45, 9 o'clock. Okay? So, there's tons of stocks with news. CKPT announcing interim results from one of their trials. You have ACOR, you have FLGC, MOBQ, STRR. If you guys want to actually dissect every single one of these press releases, this is where you do that. This is what you do in the mornings. This is updated at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and 8:30. Gives you plenty of time to come here and say, oh, that wasn't here 20 minutes ago. VIVK, signing a definitive agreement to acquire companies with assets located in 2 major U.S. oil basins with long-term contracts in place. Wow, I really like this press release. Definitive agreement to acquire companies. All right, I see that press release here on the Morning Stock Newsletter. Let's go look at VIVK, right? And then you go start looking at VIVK, and you see I'm looking at it as well. You see I'm marking up some levels. You're marking up your levels as well. You're getting prepared. You're doing your due diligence. And when I jump on the mic and I dissect it, you're just revalidating everything you know. All right, definitive agreement. That's what Josh said. Fantastic. Okay, I read the press release correctly. Okay, he's marking up all these levels. Fantastic. I have the same levels. He likes it for the reasons I like it. He's getting prepared the reasons I'm getting prepared. We're on the same page. Fantastic. That's what you guys need to be doing. Taking that time, doing that due diligence. So every single morning, go hit up that Morning Stock Newsletter, guys. Right? We're going to have all of the top stocks for the day, scanners, up gappers, down gappers, earnings, prior day movers, once again to get you prepared. But I do the legwork for you. If you want to do the legwork, I definitely recommend you do it. But I do that legwork for you in the morning. So when it comes time to break down the top stocks of the day, I'm going to break down what stocks I like and what stocks that I think have the best potential. So let's start with my top stocks for the day. SIDU is number 1. Okay, why do I want to watch SIDU? I mean, look at the stock right now. The stock gapped up from 120, 130, and it ran all the way to 468 yesterday on good news. And then now it's at $8.36. Guys, do you know what that is? Do you know what that is from 140 to $8? You know that's almost 500%. When's the last time we've seen a stock up 2, 3, 4, 500%? It's been a very long time. Is supernova season back? Are small caps actually heating on up? Are small caps going to continue to rip and run and provide us with so much opportunity? I don't know, but I like what I see right now. I'm liking the market. SIDU, 100%. We are watching this stock today. We talked about this stock in pre-market. This stock has been just squeezing. Now, some traders would ask, Josh, the stock is up another 70%. Okay, over the last 2 days, it's up 500%. Wouldn't you be scared that it would dump on off? At this point in time, is there any signs of this stock dumping on off? Do we see anything right now that suggests this stock is going to dump on off? The stock is not going to dump on off. It could, but I'm saying right now at this point in time, we do not see any reason as to why the stock would start dumping on off. We're building very nice higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. We are in a solid uptrend with no clear sign of a reversal at this point in time. I'm playing this to the long side. The momentum's to the long side. The actions to the long side. The hype is buyers pushing this up to the long side. Okay, so where could we see SIDU go today? Well, right now we have support back down at prior resistance right around the 690s. So we see here we have prior resistance here, pre-market, 690, and that's where we broke out. So that's going to be support right now at this point in time, $6.92. Okay, now if we crack below that $6.92 level, we can absolutely fade back down towards around 581. We could absolutely fall back down towards around that 581 level here on SIDU. So right now support, 692. Below 692, you could come underneath these lows and hold as support. That's 650. Below 650, you're coming back down to 580. Below 580, your best level of support, $5. Now, if this stock ever cracks 5, that's not a good sign. That's a huge sign of weakness. That's when, yes, this thing can come back down to 250. It could drop another 50% if we start cracking below 5. That's very realistic, but right now it looks very, very strong to the upside. I don't want to see it all the way back down at 5. I would prefer to see it back down at 580, right? That would be nice. If we can come back down to those post-market highs and hold as intraday support, where could we see this thing go? From 580 back up to 7. From 7 back up to 863, right? This stock has so much potential. So I'd like to see it pull back. We could see it pull back right now to 692 support. If we can't hold 692, look for these lows to hold on up right around 650. but one of the better levels of support is back down at 580 here on SIDU. Now, if we just start breaking on out and, I mean, this thing just starts squeezing again and it's just ripping and it's not pulling back, all right, where could we see this thing go? Well, right now we have high day resistance at 863. What do we know about penny stocks? 875 is just one of those psychological levels for penny stocks, right? 875 is just a psychological level for penny stocks. So with that being said, 875 is going to be resistance if we can start breaking on over that 863. So you could have 863 to 875 resistance. Now, if we ever break that 863 and 875 with very strong volume, this thing can easily go right up to $10. It's the 875 rule. You know, 80% of the time when a penny stock breaks 875 with volume and it has this much attention and this much hype, it runs up to $10. 8 out of 10 times. So if this thing starts to break that high in 875, don't be surprised if I'm actually going long. Josh, wait, hold up. You're buying a breakout? Yeah. Why? The market's on fire. The market's hot. The market's breaking out and it's consistent. The market is breaking out and it's moving higher. The market is not breaking out and then dumping on off. You're not seeing rug pulls, right? You've seen occasional couple rug pulls here and there, but compared to what it was a month ago, 2 months ago, the market's a little bit more consistent. The market's hotter. The market's more or less on fire compared to what it used to be. So I am very okay with buying breakouts if we see a breakout opportunity present itself, because I know that we can see buyers back up that trade and continue to push that stock higher. Ideally, don't want to buy the breakout. I don't want to buy at resistance, but if we see a killer opportunity, don't be surprised the way I trade today if I look for these breakouts, because I see so much potential with SIDU. All right, so SIDU is definitely the number one stock I'm watching. If I had to choose one stock today to watch, what would it be? It'd be SIDU. I wouldn't look at anything else, but there's a couple other stocks that I do like. All right, number 2, I do like AERC. AERC was the mid-candle breakout formation from yesterday that when it broke out, oh my goodness, it broke out. It broke that 1728. It broke that 1850, and this bad boy ripped all the way to 2370. Right now, where'd we come back down to? We came back down to that 1728 resistance level and turned new support. And we bounced all pre-market off that level. Then what did we do? We broke back above that 1850. And we're above yesterday's close. Yesterday's close was 1875. So let's go ahead and change that to 1875. That's a sign of strength. Mid-candle breakout played out beautifully. You just had some profit taking. But where did it pull back to? Prior resistance, held as new support. Then what did we do here in pre-market? We broke back above yesterday's close. This stock has great potential. Back up to yesterday's high a day. So right now, support is going to be back down at yesterday's close. And again, yesterday's close was 1885. So let's go ahead and mark up 1885. I don't know why I put 1875. It's 1885. Okay, so right now, support back down to 1885. If we crack below 1885, watch for this to come back down towards around 1728. That's a great level of support. If we ever see this cracking below 1728, I don't expect to see too much out of this today. I would expect to see it fade and fall back down to $15. But as long as we hold 1885 and then 1728 at the absolute lowest, I still see potential for this stock to run back up towards around 2370. And I could absolutely see the stock breaking 2370 and running up to around $25. And then, I mean, this thing could really take on off. That's all I'm going to say. This thing could really take on off. $40, $50, 60. I mean, it could definitely rip and run. But first things first, we need to hold above 1885. We need to run back up and retest yesterday's high a day, and then we need to hit 25. If we start breaking 25, that's when things could really become interesting, and this stock could just take on off to 30 and then $40. I think there's a lot of great potential with AERC, so I want to keep this one on high watch. All right, team, that's my number 2 stock. My number 3 stock is RDBX. Okay, my number 3 stock right now is going to be RDBX at this point in time. This stock has just been very consistent. We know why this stock is moving. We know that there's a lot of hype around it, and we know that when this stock does move, it moves. We're actually gapping up this morning. Redbox is gapping up from around $10.96 to $13. We have this very nice uptrend from yesterday that we are holding above, and we have this downtrend from pre-market. So if we can see RDBX stay above this trend line, okay, and then break the downtrend when we open on up, I will trade this long immediately to 1464. I see potential to 1464 and then the 15 bucks. So we're looking between 1460 and $15 resistance today on RDBX. So again, if we open on up and we're still holding this trend line and then we proceed to break this downtrend, I will be looking to take this long out of the gate back up to those pre-market highs of 1388 and then up towards around my 1464 to $15 price level. So it's that simple. Trend line support. Want to see trend line support hold. Break downtrend resistance. That's where volume moves in. That's where I want to go long. Stops are if we crack below the trend line. So if we crack below that trend line and we start moving back down, where's support at? 1187. We have very good support back down towards around the 1180s. I actually have 1187 drawn up. You could put it as low as 1180. In the 1180s is great support if we crack this trend line support and we cannot break this downtrend. But if we hold the uptrend and then follow through and start breaking this downtrend, it could happen right now. It could happen in 30 minutes. If we see that take place, I am looking to get long on RDBX. Back up to 1350, back up to 1389, and then 1460 to 15 bucks. If we crack this trend line, I could see myself shorting this if there's shares to locate. There hasn't been. But I would short it back down to 1180, and then I'd actually look about thinking about a long position somewhere around 1180, right? Because 1180 is good support. So you have 1180 bottom support. Currently, you have this uptrend support. Looking for the break of that downtrend, back up to 1460 and then 15 bucks. I like RDBX. It has a lot of hype. There's great volume. I mean, my grandma called me the other day and said, hey, Josh, what's up with RDBX? Should I buy it? My grandma's calling me. Listen, I'm going to trade the stock when it moves because everybody's looking at it. Everybody's trading it. And if everybody's looking at a stock, if everybody's trading a stock, the stock's going to be moving. All right. So if the stock's moving, there's opportunity to lock in profits. I want to be watching RDBX. So I'm absolutely watching RDBX. I'm 100% watching AERC. And I'm 1000% watching SIDU. Guys, I don't need to watch 10 stocks today. I don't need to watch ADN. I don't need to watch ACOR. I don't need to watch STRR just because there's a press release. I don't need to look at VIVK. Why? Because there is great opportunity with SIDU. There is great opportunity with AERC. There is great opportunity with RDBX. I like these three stocks more than any other stock. And the reason to back this up as well, SIDU, it's a prior day mover. It's been proving itself. It's not just moving up this morning. It moved yesterday. It's proven itself a few times. AERC, it's consistently proven itself. RDBX, it's consistently proven itself. I know how RDBX moves. I know how to trade it. I know how AERC moves. So that means it's going to be easier to trade. I know how SIDU moves. So it gives me a little bit more of an edge. I know what to expect. Makes sense? VIVK, it's fresh today. I don't know how the stock moves. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of rug pulls. I don't know what to expect. STRR, I don't know what to expect. ACOR, I don't know what to expect. ADN, I don't know what to expect. These are fresh stocks with fresh news and fresh volume. Sometimes these stocks rip and run. Sometimes these stocks chop sideways. Sometimes these stocks dump on off. I don't know what to expect. I just have to sit back and wait. But what do I do know? I know how to read SIDU because SIDU moved yesterday. And I can kind of gauge what to expect today based on how it moved yesterday, how it moved in post-market, how it's moving in pre-market. I have more data to base decisions off of. I feel a little bit more confident. I feel like I can read this stock a little bit easier compared to some of these other fresh stocks with fresh news. That's my reasoning for watching some of these stocks. Again, SIDU. That is definitely my top stock. AERC, right? The stock's been moving for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days of consistent movement. I know how the stock moves. I know how to read this stock. I know what to expect. So it's going to make it easier for me to trade this stock. I'm watching AERC and then Redbox, right? Redbox has been moving for like 2 months. Okay, so we're going to be watching RDBX as well. Those are going to be my top 3 penny stocks at this point in time. Okay, we're also always going to be watching the SPY and the Qs. Okay, so what did we have yesterday, traders? Well, we had the conclusion of the FOMC meeting, right? And what happened, right? Basically, the Fed come out, not basically, but the Fed came out and said, we're doing 75 basis points. And then next month, we may do another 75. We don't know. We need to wait for some data. We could go back down to 50 basis points. We really don't want to go to 100 basis points. We don't see the need for that. We think we can mitigate this and manage the inflation with 50 to 75. But right now, 75 basis points because inflation is actually still on the rise. It hasn't peaked like we thought. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. So right now, let's just really take a step back and keep it simple. Do you guys see any reason for the markets to actually rebound based on news, based on economics, based on what's going on in the world and in our economy with the data that we have in front of us? Do you see any reason right now? And this is a serious question to get you guys engaged. Do you see or have you seen any reason that suggests the markets are going to move higher from here? Or do you think that the markets would be more or less sideways, maybe slowly fading to the downside, maybe slowly grinding to the upside, but I don't really expect to see big time moves. Like, I don't expect to see the SPY in 2 days get back to 400 bucks. I don't expect to see the SPY dumping to 350 in the next 2 days. I don't see that. I see calm. I see, all right, we had CPI, PPI in the Fed meeting. That's what we have. We know all of the data. The market's priced all of that in. Okay, it's been priced in. Now we just need to wait for new data, more data. We got jobless claims. We have unemployment numbers. There's going to be more data that throws the market off. But right now, today, do you see a reason for the market to rip 10 points or to drop 10 points? I don't see a reason. We had a relief rally yesterday. That was the movement, right? It was a relief. Why was that relief, Josh? Right? We went 75 basis points. Well, the market already priced in 75 basis points. It was a relief that the Fed didn't do 100 basis points. Because if the Fed would have done 100 basis points, to me, I'm like, the Fed does not know what they're doing. Like, literally, that's what I would think. If the Fed would have come out and said, yo, we're doing 100 basis points, I'm like, guys, do you not have this under control? It doesn't look like you have it under control. That's what I would be thinking. So the markets would just absolutely tank. Okay, if they came in at 50 basis points, I'd be like, guys, what are you doing? You're being too soft, right? You're being too soft. That's not going to help us, right? Based on those numbers, we need you to be a little bit more aggressive, but not too aggressive. So if they would have gone with those 50 basis points, I think the market would have sold off a little bit as well. We came in at 75 basis points. We saw a relief rally. We were relieved they weren't too aggressive, and we are relieved that we actually think they have this under control right now, and they're making the right steps in the right direction. So now the markets are going to continue to sell off, continue to fade, because there's no optimism, there's no positivity. The odds of recession are becoming higher and higher and higher once again every single day based on CPI, PPI, and what the Fed's doing. So I still think the markets slowly move lower. I don't think right now today you're going to have as much volatility as we've had over the past week, right? So, I mean, literally, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days we dropped 10%. What do I expect? I expect to see more of this, okay? Right now at this point in time, I expect to see more of this. I expect to see more of that. I expect to see more of this. I don't expect to see a lot of that this week and tomorrow. I don't expect to see like this. I expect to see more sideways, choppy, up and down, but still tradable, still potential. But I don't expect to see another 5-10 point drop today or a 5-10 point rally. Everything's priced in. It was a relief rally. Overall, we still have a lot of headwinds. We still have a lot of things to overcome. We have to battle inflation. There's still so many things going on that the Fed has to figure out. And right now, if we say, hey, is there going to be a recession? I think that the answer is yes. I think it's much needed. I think we are going to have one. And I think that, again, the Fed is going to do everything they can to not put us in a recession. But if they do, it's very short-lived. It's very quick. We rebound from it very quickly. And it's much needed to kind of reset and start, wiping the slate clean and starting in the right direction based on everything they did during 2020, 2021. So, yeah, I think we could still see a recession. I think that's a possibility. Am I betting on one? That'd be fantastic. I want to see the markets move lower. I don't think the markets have actually priced in there is going to be a recession yet. Have they priced in the possibility? I think the markets have priced in the possibility of a recession. I don't think they've actually priced in, yes, there is a recession. So we'll find out next month. We'll find out. That'll be 2 quarters of GDP. Do we have 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth? If so, that's really the threshold for dictating this is a recession or not. So I think today and tomorrow you see more calm in the market. I think you see great opportunity. I think it's tradable. I think we watch the SPY and the Qs. But I don't think you're going to see any like 10, 20-point moves today or tomorrow. And that's based on what we heard yesterday, what the market did yesterday, what the market's doing now, what we have coming on up, what we can expect. And that's what I think is going to happen with the market today and tomorrow. But again, we do have more data and more information coming out in the weeks ahead. Again, jobless claims, unemployment data. There's a lot of things that will move the market coming on up. So I would think we'd be more like that, right? A little bit more sideways, not really volatile in just one set direction, okay? I'm just making sure I didn't miss any questions. Make sure I didn't miss any questions. All right, fantastic. So what are our levels on the SPY? Well, it's very clear that our support level is right there underneath those pre-market lows. And those pre-market lows are a new 52-week low. So we did drop below Tuesday's low of 370.59. We came down to 369.44. So that is going to be your level of support. You do have a little bit of resistance right here at 372.85. That's yesterday's low before that big rip on up. It was resistance here in pre-market as well. So that's going to be resistance once again. And, you know, if we can start breaking that level, so let's say we break and we stay above that level and you want to play it long, I don't think it's a bad idea. You would play it long to 375, right? So you'd have some room to 375, and then you'd have some room up towards around like 376. Okay, so those are going to be your resistance levels. Right now, 372.85 and then 375 resistance. Your support level simply down here at 369.81. Now, what if we do drop below that low? What if we do drop below this level of support here on the SPY? Where are we going? Well, let's look left. Let's look at the daily chart, and let's get an idea of where we could see the S&P move to next. I would say this low right there at 368.25, and then I would come down off these lows at 366. And then I see a very strong level, and I'm going to mark this as a solid line because I see a very strong level of support back down at my 364.19 target. Do I think the markets can move down to 364.19? Yes. Do I think it's going to happen all at once today? No. In the next 3 to 5 trading sessions, do I think that the SPY could be down in the mid to low 360s? Absolutely. I want to see the markets down in the mid to low 360s. I will look to buy some names if the market's down there. I'll be looking to buy some S&P. I'll be looking to, add the S&P to my portfolio and add more to it. I'll be looking to add the Qs. I'll be looking to maybe pick up some Tesla. I'll be looking to pick up some more Amazon. I mean, maybe some CRM, maybe some AMD, maybe some Google, maybe some Tesla. I don't know. And NVIDIA, like some great solid companies. Right? The lower the markets move, the happier I get. I'm greedy right now, guys. I'm greedy. I want the markets to dump. I want the markets to get wrecked. I don't want people's 401ks and retirements to get wrecked, right? But I want the markets to drop because I want to be able to take advantage of this opportunity. I'm greedy right now, and you guys need to be greedy as well. You guys need to understand what are quality companies to be investing into. And during this time of volatility, lock in some profits to be able to invest. $1 is $1. $100 is $100. $1 is better than zero. If you got $1 a day to put into a long-term account to buy these quality names that are currently down so much, that dollar is better than $0. All right, team? So that's what we're looking at on the SPY today. Those are our levels. All right, the Qs are the same thing. Qs right now, pretty similar, just different price, right? Pre-market lows, pre-market support is your level of support. That's going to put you right around that low from Tuesday, and that's actually what we're going to make this level. So we're going to put this at 273.34 support. That's your level of support right now today here on the Qs. Back down off Tuesday's low of day. Now, if we start cracking below that level, your next main level is 270 psychological, and then 267.22. Okay? Now, we have resistance right now at 277.71. That is resistance from yesterday's lows and that big bounce. But then I believe we could see the Qs back up towards around 280.50. All right, so if we see the Qs breaking above 277.71, I do think we can see these back up around 280 to 280.50. But if we cannot break above that level, if we do not see a little bit of a green day and we're more fading to the downside, I say right now you have potential back down to Tuesday's lows of 273.34 and then down around 270 here on the Qs. All right, guys. Angela, should I be buying more of Amazon and Apple right now? I cannot tell you what to do. I can't tell you what to buy, but I can educate you on what I look for in companies, right? I'm looking for companies that have increased revenues, that operating expenses are going down, that they're actually putting more money to their bottom line. I'm looking at companies that have strong balance sheets. I'm looking for companies that have, cash on hand. I'm looking for companies that have more assets than liabilities. I'm looking for companies that if they didn't make a single penny for the next 3 years, their doors would still stay open. If they didn't make a penny for the next 3 years, could they still operate? And if the answer is yes, I think that's a great company. I also think about this. Am I going to be buying services and products through this company in the next 5 to 10 years? If the answer is no, I'm not going to invest in it personally. But if the answer is yes, then I will be investing. So Amazon's a prime example. Do I see myself buying things through Amazon 10, 15 years from now? Absolutely. Do I see myself buying more things than I can right now through Amazon? Absolutely. I'll buy my first airplane or helicopter through freaking Amazon, right? Eventually, they'll probably do stuff like that. So yes, Amazon would be a great company based on those reasons that I'm buying it. Apple, same thing. Go look at Apple. Look at their balance sheet. Look at their cash flow. Look at how much cash they have on hand. Look at how much debt they have. Look at how much assets they have versus liabilities. How long could they not make a single penny and still keep their doors open? Or are you going to be buying iPhones in the next 10 to 15 years? My answer is yes. I'm buying another Mac in probably 2 years. I'm buying another iPhone next year. I'm going to go get an Apple Watch. I love the Apple Pods. It's a culture at the end of the day. So yeah, Apple, I don't think you can go wrong with it, right? Slower growers, not those 100% Tesla movers in a year, but slower growers. But they're safer, they're solid, okay? So yeah, I'm buying some of those. Other companies like, CRM, I think that's a great company. Look at companies like, like Snowflake. I like Snowflake. AMD, I think AMD is a great long-term hold. NVIDIA, I think that's a great long-term hold. I mean, a lot of these tech stocks, I love them. I still like a lot of the FANGs. I still like a lot of the FANG stocks, but there's a lot of people right now, they're like, FANG is dead. The new era is right around the corner, and the new era is AI. I don't disagree. The new era is robotics. I don't disagree. But they're saying like all these FANG stocks, all these tech stocks, they're going to become obsolete. That's not where the opportunity is. I highly disagree with that. Personally, especially when you're talking about Apple and Amazon. Do I think AI is a good field to be in for the future for tech? Absolutely. Do I think, robotics is a good, area to be in for the future, for the long term, right? Tech, absolutely. But I like these companies long term. Scott, good morning. I blew up my account the last 5 days. Well, first and foremost, I am sorry to hear that. It's not a good feeling, but it happens, Scott. I've done it several times. Traders I work with have done it before as well. So what you need to do, all right, is just go ahead and, try and figure out why you blew it up. What did you do? What were your mistakes? What did you do that caused you to blow up your account? Write all of that down. Learn from those mistakes. Be aware of those mistakes. Now start paper trading. Paper trade for 3 to 6 months. Rebuild your confidence. Rebuild some structure, right? Actually see if you are doing good or not. And if you see you're doing good and you're making the right steps in the right direction and you've rebuilt your confidence and you see consistency, now it's time to go to a very small real money account and apply that with a small amount of money and then go from there. So first thing, identify what went wrong, what was your mistake, and then go ahead and assess that, build a plan to move forward based on what you learn from your mistakes, and then start paper trading, start rebuilding that confidence, and let's go from there. So did I miss anything, guys? I know you guys are talking about ADN. ADN? Definitely, let's watch it. Let's watch ADN, guys. You have room to the 200 SMA. You have room to 393. You have support right now at $2. So support right now underneath these daily lows at $2. You do have a little bit of resistance right there at 317, which we just hit. And then we have resistance up towards around $4. And then over $4, $5. And then we could possibly see $5.20 hit, because that is going to be the 200 SMA here on ADN. All right, team. So that's what we got going on. So ADN bottom support, $2. Pre-market resistance, 322. Breaking over that level of resistance, we have room to $4 and then $5 here on ADN. And you're right, it's nonstop. Don't chase the stock, guys. Don't chase it. If you feel like you're buying at the top, if you feel like you're FOMOing in, if you feel like you're gambling, you are. So don't do it. ADN, let's absolutely keep that one on watch. ACOR, back burner. STRR, back burner. VIVK, back burner. My top stocks out of the gate, guys. SIDU, most definitely. That's my number one that I'm going to be personally watching out of the gates. Back down around that 692. Okay, AERC's got my attention. RDBX has my attention as well. So all of these stocks do have my attention at this point in time. As you guys see, I have 0 trades on the day, but I'm ready to make it happen. We have 17 seconds to go. Let's have some fun. Trade smart, trade safe. Let's make it happen. Right now, again, traders, I'm personally going to be looking at ADN out of the gates and then my SIDU out of the gate, right? So those are my top 2 stocks right now. ADN, SIDU. We are all set. The market's open. Let's see what we have. Let's have a fun day, and let's make it happen, traders, and let's lock in some awesome freaking profits. Let's do it. If SIDU dumps to $6.92 here, that is a washout long, and oh yes, I will take that for a dip buy. If we just come straight down to $6.92 on SIDU, right now on that first candle, that is a washout long. I have my finger on the trigger. I would take that for a dip buy opportunity at $6.92. So again, ADN creeping up to high a day. SIDU, nice bounce off the VWAP, back into that downtrend. Today's a unique day, traders. If I see an options trade today, I may take it. You're like, what? What, Josh? Options? What? Yeah, I went ahead and funded a small options account. I did say that I was going to fund a small options account and have some fun with it. Not fun, but take it serious, but have some fun with it. So I may start to dabble a little bit more with a small options account to trade some options with you guys. So right now I have 0 positions, as you guys can see. I have nothing on the table. But look at this. Where's the halt level on SIDU? Where's your halt level? I want to take that for a dip buy at 692, but it didn't come down to 692. Where's the halt level, though? It's at 692. Yeah, no dip buy. No dip buy on SIDU. No dip buy. At this pace, it's getting halted to the downside. No, thank you. I'm not touching it. It's going to get halted, guys. I mean, I said 692 dip buy, but the halt level is at 692. No thanks. I'm good. Now the halt level is at 687, but still, it's a great dip buy level. I was ready to pull that freaking trigger with 5,000 shares at 692. And you guys know I'm looking for what? 10 to 20 cents, 10 to 20 cents, 10 to 20 cents. What did we just bounce? We just bounced 20 cents. What would I have just made? $1,000. Why did I not pull the trigger? Because the halt level was right there at 692. What if I would have pulled the trigger and then got stuck in a halt to the downside and then watched it gap down at 6? I would have been so mad. You got to be mindful about these things, right? You got to be mindful. I've done that before. Dip buy and I got stuck in a halt to the downside. That was AMC. Remember, I didn't check the halt level. I took it for the dip buy, and it halted. That's why I did not pull the trigger on SIDU. All right, but it did bounce right at 692, so this is a good learning lesson. You guys can see how if you properly mark up your levels of support and resistance, and you know exactly what to expect, a big dump very fast, very quickly, right into that level to the penny. You can see how you can lock up literally 20, 30 cents a share in the matter of seconds. Beautiful dip buy. So again, I am I was not. When I saw 692 was the LULD on this, and it was coming down that quick, nope, not taking it. Not taking the dip buy. Was it a good dip buy? Yeah, it bounced 30 cents. 5,000 shares? Do the math. Yeah, I'd been done for the day. I'd be leaving. I'd go sit by the pool for a little bit. Let's shift our attention. Let's shift our focus real quick. I mean, there's some amazing stocks out here today, guys. There's some amazing plays out here today. I have 0 trades on the day, but I'm ready to get something going, but it's got to be the best setup. I'm not just going to pull the trigger to pull the trigger. I'm going to pull the trigger because it's a killer setup. All right, we're going to go ahead and get them out of here. Let's go. Cool. So again, ADN right now, I'm not buying it at this point in time. And the reason for that is it's just right at these highs. And what if it starts dumping here? What if the market does pull back aggressively? What if it doesn't just break and rip and run? It's a fresh stock that's moving freshly today. I'm going to be a little bit more patient with ADN and not be the guinea pig. But the simple fact, guys, that it just broke above that high. If it pulls back and retests, I'll take it. I'll take a pullback retest trade. We just broke with very nice volume above that pre-market high. So now, as long as we're staying above that pre-market high, we do have room to $4. I would look to take that for a big spike up to 4. ADN, 26 million in float, trading fantastic volume with really good news, getting $800 million in funding. I do want to see if we get that break and retest. If this is a break and retest, I am looking to take this trade for the next leg up to this high a day. And then honestly, I think we're going to break that high a day, move up towards around $4. So I want to see what we do right here over the next 1 to 2 minutes. Break, retest, I would absolutely look to take that trade. I'd start small, just in case it does dump and crack and fade and fall. I'm not going to take a full 5,000 share position. I'll start small with maybe 1,000 shares, right? And I can just jump in, scale in. I like the break. I like the retest. I'm going to start small here. I'm going to just start small. I like the potential, but I'm going to start very small. Just in case it does come on down and I need to pull that trigger and get out, I can pull the trigger and get out and take a very small loss. But I like the break. I like the retest. I'm willing to give this a go as this stock has just been ripping and running and been ripping and running. 315 is that level. 315 is our level of support here on ADN that we want to see this hold above. If it cracks below that 315, it's coming back down to 3. Then you start seeing the crack of 3. This thing starts to go what we call bye-bye. All right. There is about 75 cents of upside potential. So, I'm okay with risking 20, 30 cents on this position right now. As I am working a position, I'm scaling in. I like the break. I like the retest. I'm going to add to it here. I've added to ADN. I like that doji candle off the retest. I like the decreasing volume. I want to see it break highs. My stops are underneath that doji candle. My stops are under 315 right now. I want to see a break over those highs. I'm adding. I want to see a break over these highs of 343 and see that next leg up. Right now, my stops are at 315. We want to see that immediate break and that immediate surge in volume. If it doesn't break and it comes back down, it's not a break and retest. If it doesn't start squeezing here, it's not a break and retest. It'll probably start dumping. I'm not holding that trade. It needs to start squeezing up to high a day right now, right here with volume. That's what we want to see on these break and retests. We do not want to see it struggle. We do not want to see it stall. It needs to just go. That's how you see these play on out. They just go. So if they don't start going, if it doesn't start moving the way I expected to move, I'm not holding the trade, but I'm in right now. I want to see that squeeze. I want to see that 343 break. Here we go. We're picking on up. We're picking on up. Over high day, take a little bit of profit, guys. Over high day, take some profit. 340, Very nice. Take some profit at high a day. Do the right thing. Take some profit at high a day. Let's see if we can break. There's 338, 337, 336. Back below 330 on the bid. I scale out a little bit more. I'm playing it very tight. Taking more, taking more. I'm out. I don't like that big red candle. I'm out. All right, that's how you trade. You get in, great entry. You take some quick profits. You read that time in sales. You read that level 2. You get a sense of price action. You start seeing that nasty price action. You get out. You prevent taking a massive loss. It was a sexy trade, though. I would take it again. Would I lock in? Wow, 28 bucks to the penny. That rarely happens. All right, cool. 28 bucks to the penny. All right. So again, had potential, team. Why did I take this trade? The stock broke pre-market resistance. Okay, so the stock broke out. Okay. Did we have good volume on the breakout to suggest it was a strong breakout? Yes, we did. Look at your volume increase along the breakout. Fantastic. All right. So where was pre-market resistance? 315. So old resistance turns new support, correct? Correct. So when we see a stock breaking resistance, we want to see strong volume. Number one, we saw strong volume. We saw a strong close. That was a strong breakout, right? Okay. Now, if we're going to get the break and retest, what do we want to see occur on the pullback? We want to see 2 to 3 candles pulling back into that level of old resistance, new support on decreased volume. What did we see here on ADN? We saw that decreasing volume pullback. We put in a doji candle right at that 315, right off that 9 EMA, and then we start to curl on up. In a perfect world, if this trade would have worked out, this candle would have broke 343, and it would have just ripped up to $4. That was the expectation. Break, retest, continuation. Right? This was a very strong stock. It broke, quick retest, continuation, next leg up. Why was I getting out? Well, because we were at high a day. I took a little profit at high a day to be smart. And then I start to see this thing dropping back down, and the price action looks like crap. I'm getting out, getting out, getting out. So from what would have been a phenomenal trade, hey, it wasn't a phenomenal trade. It didn't work out, but we managed it correctly. Instead of losing $300, $400, $500, we were able to make $28 of profit by trading the right way, by being focused, by knowing what to expect. We didn't see what we wanted to see, so we made the decision to walk away. What do we have going on right now? AERC is halted to the downside. All right, so right now, AERC halted to the downside. SIDU coming on up. So SIDU, yeah, you are sitting right at your 690 support, so your stops would be underneath low a day. So put your stops at 670 on SIDU. That's where I would put my stops if I was in it, but I'm not in it right now. But your stops would be underneath low a day. All right, so stops would be under low a day. You want to see SIDU break the downtrend. And if you can see this downtrend break here, you are going back up to 863. So you could go back to 863. When I say you will, I'm just like, that's the only logical area for the stock to go. If you break the downtrend and you break back above 8, where's the logical place for this to go up to and stop? 863. So if you are in this right at 692 support, congrats. Again, you had 692 support, and you can see that it held. And then, boom, starting to get some buyers come off that level. So congrats. Congrats. I personally, at that point in time, saw the best potential with ADN. So I shifted my focus over to ADN. And I thought we had a killer trade. It didn't work out. So be it. On to the next one, baby. On to the next one. We are live on AERC right now. AERC was halted to the downside. I still want to keep the stock on high watch for sure. All right, so SIDU is the play of the day, baby. SIDU is the play of the day, and right now we are halted SIDU. Who got SIDU off that level? Did anybody get SIDU at 689? Does anybody just like buying off levels of support? I mean, some of you guys enjoy scaling in, scaling out. Some of you guys like marking up your levels and going in 25%, going in 25%, going in 25%. I know some traders in chat love the scale in, scale out approach. Did anybody start their scale in approach here on SIDU off that 689 support level? Right? Look at all that very strong resistance before that big time breakout here on SIDU at 689. Look at how we came down multiple times and bounced. 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 That was a great indication that the stock wants to move higher. Hey, look at that. We got someone in at 690 SIDU, and now you are halted up $1 per share. Very nice. I got an SIDU for the break of the downtrend, and it was stuck after the rug pull, but now caught in the halt. $8 entry. Best of luck, Johnny Holmes. Best of luck, buddy. What I would say next time, Johnny, I want to point something out. I think you were a little too early on the break of the downtrend. Why? Why do I think you were a little too early on the break of the downtrend? Well, breaks of the downtrend typically occur with 80% odds on the fourth attempt. So we know that if it's going to break on the third, it's usually 50-50. There's not really an edge there, right? So here we have the high of day, that's 0.1. Here we have 0.2. This was 0.3. Okay, 0.3 is purely 50-50. Could it break? Yes. Could it dump? Yes. We don't know. We don't really have odds. But here's one thing I want to point out. When we start to break on the fourth attempt, that's when we get those higher percentage odds. So now you're going from 50-50 maybe to like 70-30. Johnny, let me ask you this question. Would you go to the casino and sit down at a blackjack table knowing that your odds were 50-50? Or would you go to a casino and sit down at the blackjack table knowing that your odds are 70-30? Terrible analogy. Terrible example, because we're not at the casino right now. And if we are at the casino, we are the freaking house. But that was the first thing that came to mind. Do you want 70% odds of winning, or do you want 50-50 odds of winning? You want 50. You don't want 50-50 odds. I'm still thinking about the casino analogy. I'm like, that was terrible. Just disregard what I said. I could find a different analogy. Okay. You guys already know I'm bad with analogies. But yeah, we also obviously want the higher odds. We want those 70-30 odds. We want those 80-20 odds. All right, so when we look at this, we get point number 1, we pull back. Point number 2, making these lower lows. Point number 3, we're still pulling back. So yes, in a perfect world, you'd like to be buying the breaks of the downtrends on the fourth attempt with volume, just to make sure that we put those odds in our favor. How do you find the halt levels? Looking at my level 2 with my broker, they display what's called an LULD. That's a limit up, limit down. All right, traders on YouTube, it is officially 9:45. So do you know what that means? Unfortunately, that means we part ways. That means I leave you hanging. That means you're off on your own. That means you better have taken some notes to understand the market that we're in, to understand what to expect with Spy and the Qs. What stocks are we looking at and why? What stocks am I looking at? Which ones do I think have great potential and why? Hopefully you guys are prepared. You're ready to go, ready to rock and roll. Trade smart and trade safe. Okay, right now, there are 7 spots left for our Father's Day promo that we talked about yesterday. 7 seats left. We're capping at 15. Okay, 7 left. If you're waiting, okay, there's 7 left. Registration's still open. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. But if not, enjoy the rest of your day. Trade smart and trade safe. Make it happen. Lock in some great profits. Do what you know you need to do. Be disciplined. Be patient. Wait for the best of the best setups and make it happen. Okay? Make it happen. Enjoy the rest of your day, YouTubers, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning right at 8:45 as we go live again, get you guys prepared, and hopefully help you guys make some money. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, traders. All right, team. ADT family, you beautiful, beautiful specimen, you. Woo-hoo, you guys fire me up. I love working with you guys every single day. Johnny, Nick, everybody inside of chat. Love it, love it, love it. J. Doss, Would that be a halt strategy? Yes, it would have been. But was it? No. Johnny Holmes, don't be greedy, buddy. Don't be greedy. Lock in some profits, okay? Lock in some profits. Lock in a chunk. Lock in 20%. Lock in 25%. Lock in something, right? Lock in something, okay? Your next target is $10 if you break over 875 here. But to answer your question, JDOS, would that be a halt strategy? Yes, it would have been. But was it a halt strategy? No, it wasn't. Why was that not my halt strategy? What did it not do that it needs to do for it to be a beautiful halt strategy? What's something that it needed to do that it didn't do? It didn't gap up. Exactly. My halt strategy, a requirement, is that it gaps up. And then it comes right back down to the halt level. Buyers are there ready. It bounces. So that is my go-to halt strategy. The stock has to gap up out of the halt, wash out to the halt level. I get that quick fill. It bounces, and then it typically goes into another halt. So I'm getting right in at that prior halt level. Stops are 10, 20 cents. We bounce, we squeeze 80% of the time. Halt number 2, and I love being in those halts. So yes, it did not gap up. So that is a piece of criteria. Now we're halted to the downside. Johnny, I'm glad that you took some profits. That's why we get paid. So everybody inside of chat who had SIDU, I hope you were taking your profits. I hope you were locking in something, getting paid. Because guess what? If you weren't getting paid, guess what you just did? You took a winning trade into a losing trade because you were greedy. That's just how it is. You were greedy if you're still holding the stock right now. If you didn't take any profit and you were in this, you were greedy. And I want you to reflect on that and ask, why were you greedy? Why did you not lock in some profits and get paid? I'm very proud if you did. Just so you guys know. If you did get paid, if you did lock in some profits, I'm very proud of you. So good job. AD, and do we have anything here? No. ACOR, do we have anything here? Starting to get some volume, team. You have room up to that high of 67 cents. Where is my trade at? Where is my trade that could be your trade? Where is that trade at, ladies and gentlemen? And that right there, go ahead and take a screenshot of this, ladies and gentlemen, and put this as a background on your computer and label it. If I'm greedy, this is what happens. And literally put, if I'm greedy, this is what's going to happen 100% of the time. You know it's not going to happen 100% of the time, but put that in your mind that if you're greedy, this is what's going to happen 80% of the time. You're going to lose all the time. Make this a constant reminder of what greed will cost you. Greed will cost you profits. Greed will cost you consistency and being able to grow your account. So use this as a reminder that, hey, it doesn't pay to be greedy. It pays to pay yourself by being disciplined. Scale out. Lock in some profits. Take a piece off the table. It's okay to get paid. That's what makes you a trader, getting paid.